When I pan past you, I probably won't catch you, but apologies if I do.
Okay.
Yeah, it's just that the camera's...
Not a good sign.
Yeah, the camera's much higher than it looks, so I'm kind of concentrating on that. Lovely, thank you. Good morning, folks. If you just joined us live from Bristol Airport, it's Planecaster. A little bit late, kind of our signature move. Just getting the final arrangements set up here. Say hi in the chat if you're with us this morning. It's all about the departures here this morning, here for about 3 hours. Next departure for you is Bristol to Catania. Of course it's Bristol, I always say that. It's rolling now. Lovely stuff, amazing effects on the wings this morning. Moisture in the air. Right. As ever, I set this stuff up. I've set it up not very well. Just put that on there for today. Right. 10 of you with us this morning already. I didn't realise so many people got up so early. Good morning to you. Just doing a little bit of adjustment on this. Yeah, we're going to have to make do with that loose, I think, this morning. Just need to do a 360 with the camera, folks, but to do that I need to unplug it, so just bear with me 1 second. We'll be back. There we are, we're back. Sorry about that. Rolling now at here at Bristol Airport is the Palmer service. This is Echo Zulu Tango Victor, A320 CEO. And don't worry, you didn't miss anything during that little break. Beautiful. So this particular point at the airport, of course, is the morning rush. We've only missed about 3 since before we went on air. It's a beautiful day here at the airport. A bit misty in the distance though, so I can't bring you those amazing shots of Wales that you're normally used to seeing. Richard Spreckley, good morning from Liverpool. Richard, I would say you're our first visitor from that part of the world, so welcome. Tenerife South is the next departure. This will be a 321 Neo, a beautiful EasyJet 321 Neo. The registration of this one, Uniform Zulu, Mike Charlie. I know the fence is a pain, but of course we do get to have that lovely climb out shot, which is what we always love. This one's rolling now. Lovely stuff. 2-7 operations then today here at Bristol Airport. That means to the west. As you can see, the sunrise is in the east, so the science is working. Posted. Right. Looks like a little break for a second, folks. Hope we find you well this morning. You are indeed early risers, as this is not our normal time. We're normally on around late morning, across midday for a few hours, but this morning it's an early morning special. We thought we'd catch the morning rush. The weather looks good. Looks like we'll see our first 737 MAX of the day taken off. That is on its way now to departure point. That's a TUI, service to Burgess, and we've also got a 737-800 on its way to Palma de Mallorca with Jet2. That one's in the white livery, the one I prefer, rather than the silver one, but I know I'm very much in the minority. Let's have a quick look across here if we can see anything through the fence. Don't know if the focus will allow us, but there's quite a lot in. As you can see here. Jet 2 being pushed back there by the looks of things. So it's a busy old airport, plenty to leave this morning. Many departures planned. We'll bring those to you until about 9 o'clock this morning. And if you're new to the channel and you like what you're seeing, please do press that like and subscribe button, because that will really help us out. Thank you very much. Okay, so your Burgess 737 MAX 8 will be on the way very, very shortly. Then it's COS, or KGS, yes, COS, which will be a 320 Neo. And then a 737-800 looks like the approximate order at the moment. Stand by, folks, lots of departures to bring you here at Planecaster this morning. I'm Danny. How you doing? I've had my espresso coffee. I'm feeling with it, which is pretty unusual. Yeah, end point, by the way. I don't know if you can just about see it through here. Don't know if I can focus through there. It's just there, but anyway, it's on its way now. You probably just caught a glimpse of it there. Well, as you may spot there, visibility has somewhat declined since the last departure. There's no visibility there at all now. Next departure coming your way very, very shortly. Although we are at this end of the runway being shrouded in some low cloud. Not unusual here for Bristol Airport. And let's hope it's short-lived so we can catch those climb-out shots, because obviously they're wonderful, aren't they? See if we can push this volume up a little bit this morning. No wind here this morning, so that's good. Which means we can bring you more aircraft noise. And of course the local wildlife around the area as well. A field of cows just to my right. Lots of birds, as you can hear. Hopefully you can see that kind of effect of this mist now, just even on this shot across here that I just brought you. Hopefully it'll be short-lived. absolutely amazing how quickly the conditions can change here. I've been here about 20 minutes and we're shrouded in mist now, so this is really interesting. Looks like the 737-800 from Jet2, which is on its way to Palma this morning, has jumped the queue, so that will be your next departure and has just received its takeoff clearance. You can tell our regulars are not with us this morning on the chat because I reckon they're not early risers, but whoever you are joining us this morning, welcome to the stream. We're here from Bristol Airport every week. My name's Danny, channel's called Planecaster. Click that subscribe button and you'll get alerts when we're live. Here's your next departure just coming now. That is really quite low. Just have a look at my weather map here and see if we can see if this is going to be a temporary phenomenon. Forecast suggests it will be clearing by about 7 o'clock. But if anything in this game, I've learnt not to listen to weather forecasts. Next departure this morning is off to Kos, beautiful Greek island. Quite a spectacular airport. I flew there with Condor from Manchester once. I remember them saying it was a captain's only landing. Quite interesting. On the last few seconds before touchdown, you look up and you're going past a hill, effectively the same height as you, with a church on it or a chapel on it. So quite lovely, quite spectacular. This is an A320neo, and if the visibility gets much worse this morning, then you might find that that's the only identifying factor you've got. The sound of the engines. Just show you over there where the windsock is, just to give you an idea of the visibility just the other side of the runway for us. Like, there's the touchdown marker there. There's a look at the mist for you as well, pretty good illustration. Anyway, it's like most things here at Bristol Airport, the weather moves very quickly, so I imagine as quick as it's coming, it'll probably disappear, he said with maximum optimism. the sound of other Neo engines are starting up in the distance. That very distinctive sound. COS departure waits patiently. Maybe it's the engines of that particular aircraft or engine that I could hear if they've done a single engine taxi. Good morning, Keith. How are you doing this morning? Welcome to the stream. Welcome to a slightly misty, unexpectedly misty, Bristol Airport. However, we think this is a temporary condition, and once the mist clears off, in fact, looking behind me now, it looks a little bit clearer there. So we'll find out on this next takeoff. A maple and pecan Danish in the car calling longingly for me, but I'll make sure we're on a break first before I go and help myself to that, to make sure we don't miss anything this morning. On the scope now, starting up is the Amsterdam service with KLM. It's an Embraer 190, and we have a 4-hour plus flight to LPA Gran Canaria with Ryanair this morning. That will be operated by 737-800. Looks like we'll probably see that KLM as the second departure, and this is going to sneak in quickly now as the COS Neo is still waiting. Bristol to Alicante 737-800, the silver livery with Jet 2 is starting up as well. So at least 4 departures to bring you in the next few minutes. Sadly, before this secondary fence went in here, which is to protect a solar installation, we would have been able to probably zoom through that fence with a little bit of manual focus, but I can't get through both of them, I'm afraid. Okay, the COS service should be rolling very, very shortly. This is Uniform Zulu Hotel Whiskey, 4 years old Neo. Love this Neo engine sound. Have a good listen to this as it comes past. We should be able to judge that visibility up there as well. I stand corrected on that visibility. It does look, to me, it looked like it was clearing. Perhaps just a little bit better than it was a few minutes ago. Anyway, forecast is for it to get better, so let's hope that's correct. Next departure, likely to be an Embraer, I think, for you. Let's have a look. That 320, by the way, that's just the Neo's just taken off. I think they are expecting about a 4-hour flight. So let's have a look now. Little spot of wind at the airport, the first we've even felt this morning. So your Amsterdam service is shortly to roll. Embraer 190. Shortly behind it, the Gran Canaria LPA service of Ryanair looms. Ryanair always keen to be on time. They're about 9 minutes late so far. Doesn't really count in airline terms, does it, until it's after about 15-20 minutes. How are we doing this morning, folks? Hope you're well. This is Danny at Planecaster. We're here at Bristol Airport to catch these morning departures. It's not our usual type of show, but we like to mix it up a little. This car's coming down here with some purpose, isn't he? It's all part of the new high-speed inspection regime. If you're new to us this morning, folks, click that subscribe button so we can tell you when we're on in future. It's free of charge for you. Makes the world a difference to us. Right, let's have a quick look down here. I hear the Embraer is on its way now. Visibility is still pretty poor. Just move something here, 1 second. Dad's watching this morning. Morning. Hope you're well. Ryanair to Gran Canaria next. Just turning onto the runway now. This particular aircraft operating this one is Echo India, Echo Foxtrot November. It's 13 years old. And a 2,813 kilometre journey down to Gran Canaria today. Beautiful. I'd be very much up for that. Although I am off to the Cotswolds for the weekend, and that sounds pretty nice, doesn't it? Right, we'll just have a quick nose over here for a minute while we're waiting. rolling. Get a nice racket from this one, folks. See, we'll have to wait a little bit longer for the visibility to get better, I think. The folks from Goblin Parking just driving past. You do a lot worse than Goblin Parking, you know, if you come here at Bristol. But you can also save 15% on your actual Bristol Airport official parking as well. If you go to the Bristol Airport website, almost straight away you'll be presented with an opportunity to get 15% off. Take advantage of it, folks. Don't pay full price, for goodness sake. Not in this climate. Alicante is the next departure. Juliet Zulu Bravo Mike is the registration of this Jet 2 737-800. I must say, with it, the fact it's gone quite dark is making me a little bit nervous for prospects of rain. So I'm certainly not geared up for that today. Having said that, I do have the car right next to me, so we can make a quick dash if we need to, folks. Quick look at the scene down at the airport. Ryanair being pushed back. 2E737 makes its way down the runway. Can we get the registration of that one from here? It's actually a Max, isn't it? Look, there we are. Brilliant. Much awaiting departure. So plenty to watch this morning. Stay with us here at Planecaster. Here's your next departure. Jet 2. Fantastic moisture effect on the wings there. Absolutely brilliant. Sound of a passing cyclist just comes down the Winters Lane here, which is where we are this morning. It's an early start for him, very enthusiastic. What else is going on over here that we can catch this morning? That Max engine's beautiful, isn't it? With the old beveled, is that the right word? Something else going on over here, I think. Let's have a look. Flurry of activity here at the airport in the morning. Just having to keep the focus manual here, folks. Sorry, let's just flick that over so it doesn't keep going back. So what you're looking at there is the WMI service, WMI being Warsaw. It's a Ryanair 737-800. Your next departure, though, is the Skiathos 737 MAX 8 with TUI, which is rolling very, very shortly. Let's bring that to you next. Loads of people boarding down here. This particular boarding stairs is great fun. Just brings out the inner child in me. Anyway, here comes your 737-800 to Skiathos. Spectacular landing where these guys are going. Again, not so much in the visibility stakes. Keeping an eye on that weather, hopefully it will get better. Let's see what we can see down here. Nothing really through those two fences, but certainly through the one. We can extend a bit further. We are zoomed quite a long way there though, folks, so don't expect miracles. I'm just going to change a lead as well while we're doing this, so sorry for the shaking. Welcome to the stream this morning. We're at Bristol Airport. We're catching all of the morning rush departures between 6 and 9, of which there's a considerable amount, of course, here at the airport. When we're normally here, from about 11 till 2 or 3 sort of stint, then that, of course, is all of these planes coming back, or a great deal of them coming back from where they started. But this morning, we're catching the morning rush. Plenty to depart, as you can see here. Next departure appears to be rolling, I think. Just check that. 737-800 to Warsaw. As soon as I can see it, we'll bring you that. Here comes that 737. Little remote control's got a little bit dodgy here, so I'll be looking at a new one of those, I guess. flurry of morning activity here at Bristol Airport. Joey, Steve Joey. Joey. Morning. Is this an EasyJet nest? It certainly is, my friend. This is EasyJet Central here at Bristol Airport, and when we do our mid-morning show, sometimes you get like 4 or 5 EasyJets coming in a row. But we also have, as you can see there, a Jet 2 coming down for departure. Good few Ryanair services. We had a KLM Embraer depart earlier, which you can see if you wind it back. And TUI as well, so a little bit of variation. Aegean Airlines in later. I won't be here for that, I don't think. Not unless it's spectacularly early. So let's stay in there for a second and look at that beautiful Neo there. Sound of aircraft passing overhead, but I can't do anything with it, I'm afraid, due to the weather conditions. Hello, Joey, I don't think we spoke before, so welcome to the stream. You're clearly an early riser, unlike all of my regulars who we're not seeing at the moment because they're all tucked up in bed. Right, so that's door closed, I believe. That one, dispatcher doing their thing, or have done their thing, I should say. So that'll be another departure we can look forward to. Thessaloniki is the sound of the plane you can hear spooling up, 737-800. DRTO is the registration of it, and I will bring you that right now. If these folks are waiting for a bus to come and deliver the passengers. There's a Neo just starting up at the moment. That'll be on its way to Belfast with EasyJet. I'll bring that to you soon. While we have a moment, folks, as well, just to tell you, we have got plans are coming together nicely for an expedition to one of London's lovely airports. Hoping to bring you details of that in the next couple of weeks. Very excited about it, as you can imagine. Okay, well that's absolutely amazing. I could hear it, but I couldn't see it. Isn't it? Right. Sorry about the quality of our zooming today. I've got a piece of remote equipment here which is definitely not behaving as well as it normally does, so it looks like that'll be going back, being replaced. Right. This too is boarding nicely. Next to those massive engines. Thanks to our friends at the Twitter channel Live Plane Spotting Shows who've tweeted our link this morning. Much appreciated, folks. And if you're into your live streams on the internet, get down and follow those guys. A bus. Is that for that jet too, or is it coming away from it? No, it's coming away from it actually. So from the angle we're at this morning, we won't be able to catch any arrivals apart from when they're rolling out, but we're not really expecting too many, to be honest, at this time of the morning. We're here till 9 this morning. I remember somebody posted on a comment on one of the streams recently saying, "You saw me in my field truck," so I don't know. I know there's lots of field trucks here, but if that's you, sir, good morning. In terms of weather this morning, misty, but definitely less so now. Just hoping that the mist declines a little bit as they take off, so we can bring you those nice sort of parting shots. Not too windy, as you can see, pretty much down the runway. So we have a lull for a second, but we've got a Belfast departure for you, which will be with us very, very shortly. That's an A320 Neo. If you haven't seen it, by the way, I put a video up recently of the kind of like the two 737 models and the two Airbus models that we have here, the CEO and the Neo engines. Have a listen, tell me which one you prefer. There's a little poll running. I'm a 320 Neo person myself. Love those engines, especially when you're on the plane. Speaking of which, that's the sound of it. Clearing up there a little bit. But once it's up, there's no further glimpses, sadly. It's a real shame, because that's the top shot that I always enjoy seeing. Hopefully you guys too as well. My goodness, I have a very erratic zoom button this morning. Let's see what's going on down here. That's your luggage loaders. Just one of the many teams who contribute to get your flight away here at Bristol Airport. Right. Next departure, Enfida, another Neo, uniform Zulu, Hotel Zulu this time. Be rolling shortly. Just awaiting that departure, folks. As soon as it comes, we will switch to it. There's the sound of it. Definitely getting a little bit clearer, I think. Well, I say that, but now I'm looking across here and it looks a little bit misty over there to me now. Interesting. Let's have a look over towards Wales. Not really too much to see there, is there? Okay. Well. Make a great relaxation channel, wouldn't it? You could just listen to the wonderful bird song here. Just going to put a reminder in my phone to order a new camera remote because this one's absolutely ruined. How are we doing, folks? I can see 14 of you joining us this morning. Early doors here at Bristol Airport. This is Danny, I'm Planecaster, that's the channel. Come say hello on the chat this morning, don't be shy. It will be good to know who's with us this morning. Alternatively, if you prefer not to and you just want to lurk and watch these images from Bristol Airport this morning, you are very welcome. It's just gone about 4 minutes past 7 in the morning. If you're, I almost can't believe it when I say that early. If you're trying to marry up the pictures you're seeing here with the flight radar data or radar box or plane finder or any of those sort of apps this morning, we are slightly behind the curve because we have a delay that we put in place to comply with the wishes of the airport. So if it doesn't tie up, it's intentional, and you're just a few seconds behind the action, so don't worry, folks. Just want to let you know that's why it is, though. Folks, if you're with us, by the way, on Facebook this morning or Twitch, we can't see any comments on there until after the broadcast, I'm afraid. I've only got so many hands, unfortunately. So if you do want to come and join the chat this morning, do join us at youtube.com/@Planecaster. You'll see the link for the live stream. Join in there and you can come say hello this morning. Next departure for you, folks. Here we go. Let's bring that to you. Bristol to Pisa service I was on just a few short weeks ago. Sadly, it wasn't a Neo on my route. Sorry for the continued clonking, folks. I'm desperately trying to find a way of attaching my tablet to my tripod in such a way that it doesn't affect the actual viewing of planes, which is partly due to this dodgy remote control I've got. Just sort this out and then... yeah, that's absolutely hopeless, isn't it? Right. Let's bring you some other action now. What else have we got going on here? If you're working at the airport this morning and you've got us on in your spare moments, give us a wave if you notice you're on the stream. And if you've got anybody you know who's flying out the airport this morning to anywhere at all and are on any particular plane, let me know and we'll make sure we catch it. We're here till 9 this morning. Departure on its way very, very shortly. It's an Alicante service with EasyJet. Another Neo, this time a 321. Still a bit grotty up there, isn't it? Right, this Jet 2 is flashing now, so it's just a bit behind the camera there, I'm afraid. But we'll be seeing that one take off soon. The registration of that one, look, is just there. Let's get some registrations while we're here, shall we? That's Tom M, isn't it? Or is it Tom A? Cannot quite work that one out. Snigger. There's an easy BJ as well, isn't there? So there's actually a JZ BJ and an EZ BJ. Say no more. Bit of hold action for you here. Next departure is rolling now. This one is on its way to Corfu. It's a 737 MAX, and this is Tango Uniform Mike Delta this time. That was a very, very late lift off there. All by design, I'm sure, but very, very relaxed coming down the runway there. It's EasyJet land over here, look. It's a pushback in progress down there. And some more flights boarding. My chat regularly crashes, folks, so if you are messaging this morning, then you may not get an answer from me. Apologies. I will reset it when I can. Right. Next departure is rolling, folks. This one is on its way to Newcastle. And if you like Newcastle operations, then I recommend Plain Sailing Aviation. Look him up on YouTube, give him a subscribe. Mark and Eddie. Mark primarily, and his son Eddie. Fantastic stuff. Still proper murky up there. Still proper murky. Next departure is off to Mahon in Minorca. A couple of hours flight. It's Jet 2 and it's Juliet Zulu Bravo Lima for this particular flight. Very different vibe at this end to where we are normally in the field, because we can probably hear a bit more of the noises from the airport, but yeah, very very chilled out today. Plenty going on though. Another departure is occurring right now, so let's bring that to you. No point zooming in because there's nothing to see. Hello to you if you are watching this stream later on, by the way, and you're on one of those planes and on one of those flights this morning, whether you're operating it, your cabin crew, pilot, etc., or just a passenger. Welcome. Hope you're enjoying the footage. Pete Wright, good morning. Welcome to the stream. How are you going, Pete? Thought we'd try Winter Lane this morning, Pete, for some early morning departures. A bit different to what we normally do. Man, I have had an adventure with electric car, let me tell you, right? Okay, can't really have an electric car as much as I'd love one due to the situation at home, because I'm on a main road, so I can't drag the lead across. And you don't know where you're going to be parking, really. So recently sold an old car, bought a new one, but it turns out it was rubbish, so it's gone back. And I had to hire a car for a week, picking up a new one later, by the way. And they said, "Oh, we've messed up your reservation. We're ever so sorry. Gonna have to. You can upgrade to have a Mercedes, and it will cost you an absolute fortune, or we can just give you this fully electric car for no extra charge." So I'm like, "Oh, okay. Let's try out electric." I'll continue this in a second. Let's bring you this next departure. Hold your thoughts, folks. Lisbon, this service. EasyJet A320. So they say, right, what we'll do, we'll give you this electric car. We'll give you this electric car, and it's one of these. It's an MG, and it's all very cool. And I said, "Oh, what's the range?" And they said, "Oh, 260 miles." And I'm thinking, well, I will take that with a pinch of salt. And I had to drive up to Essex, so that was an absolute adventure trying to work out how to do charging. There's about 54 million different standards with the charging systems, and the plug sorts, the current, the half the chargers don't work, the chargers are always occupied. Oh my goodness me, what an adventure. Talk about range anxiety. All right, Anne-Marie Stanley corrected me on my English this morning. Good morning, welcome to the stream, hope you're well. There was no extra charge. That's what I'm trying to say. Anyway, long and short of it is, even if I could have an electric car, I'm definitely glad I get to skip it for a few more years, because blimey, what an absolute palaver. I think it's safe to say as well, the operators of the various pod points, they're not like some of these people are not techies, they're not. These systems are really not very slick compared with apps that you get today, your regular apps for your favourite services that you use. The one I actually use in Cardiff, which shall remain nameless, was an absolute cluster something. Anyway, so that's my electric car adventure. Picking up a hybrid today. It's a self-charging hybrid, so we won't have to put up with that for a while. Let's have a quick overview of what we've got in the airport now. So we'll start from left to right. Got a Max sitting there. Let me just see as well behind. Yeah, so that Max you're looking at there is actually about to be pushed back. Got another departure now, let's bring that to you. And then we'll continue our little look through the airport. Let's go for a close-up this time, shall we? Every time I think it's clearing, I tend to be proved wrong by the next departure, but to me that looked a little bit better. Anyway, so you've got the TUI there that is about to push back. You've got this Ryanair, another TUI over here. I think we established earlier that was actually a Max. Is that a TUM registration? Yes. Let me stop fighting the camera. Jet 2. And then the rest are over here in EasyJet land. And one pushing back now. That looks like a... no, is that a 320 or is that a... Yeah, it's a 320, isn't it? Yeah, that's off to Amsterdam, the one you're looking at the moment, pushing back. And that's the only one that's on the radar at the moment. Reese Wilson King, good morning and welcome to the stream. He says yes, it's there till tomorrow, and he says that to KL. Is that a private owner 757 still at Bristol? Looked on flight, it did say he's not left. So that 757 you speak of, is it down the business end, is it? I guess we can't see that from here. That would have been a nice spot, 757 taking off, screaming into the sky, going via the moon. Bit of dual EasyJet action there. Who's going to win this battle, I wonder? KL, I'm in Gran Canaria. Flew yesterday on the TUI Max Golf Tango Uniform Mike Delta. Oh, I hope you're having a great time. Love Gran Canaria. Back there myself in January. Flying out of Gatwick. Hopefully you can hear that engine starting up. Brilliant noise. It's amazing to think we're downwind of an international airport here and the noise being generated is minimal. The 737 MAX engines you can hear spooling up are there. See in the windows. Reese Wilson King says it's on the south side. Yes, thank you very much, Reese. Oh, that would have been a great sight. Looks like the next departure will be Echo Zulu Whiskey Delta EasyJet's A320 CEO, short hop to Glasgow this morning. In the queue behind it is the Amsterdam service, and then there's a Barcelona service as well, but the 737 MAX might get down here first. Two 737 MAXes actually, having a look at it here. So there's that one there, and then this one's making a move as well. It's not making a move at all, is it? Sorry, am I being fooled by that? By the camera moving? Just gone 7:30 here at Bristol Airport. This is Planecaster. I'm Danny. Good morning to you. Reese says out of Gatwick, you Tracer. Yeah, I know, Reese. Tell me about it. It was the flight times, I think. KL, could you zoom in on the 757? Yeah, he's in the wrong end for me, I'm afraid. I cannot see, otherwise I'd be delighted to bring you that shot, that's for sure. I did that Gatwick flight to Gran Canaria last year as well. The flight times just didn't work very well for me at all. Having said that, the travel down to there was somewhat challenging, as you can imagine. For a 7 a.m. departure, National Express job. That was an experience. One I can safely say I won't repeat. Next departure now. This is the Glasgow service, I believe. Possibly a little bit better though. Let's quick look at the weather for you, at least in terms of wind. A little bit, but it's pretty much straight. And let's have a look. 737 MAX on the move now. Very distinctive engine noise, even from here. "787 coming in shortly," says Captain Cameron. Fantastic. Did wonder if we'd catch it. Couldn't see it on the... Oh, I was looking on departures, wasn't I? No wonder. Well, that'll be great. We won't really see the approach from here, I don't think, but we'll certainly see the rollout. First time we will have seen one on Planecaster, so that's fantastic. Great news, Captain Cameron. Thank you. Three and a half hours flight time. Was that KO? Was that your journey down to Gran Canaria? Are you talking about? Who did you go with, by the way? Did you? Oh, you said Tom Tui, didn't you, on the MAX? How was that flight? I'm still to have a flight on the 737 MAX. In fact, I haven't been on a 737 for years. Since before COVID, in fact. Here comes the next departure now. definitely a little bit less murky, but still not going to afford us a particularly long roll out there, sadly. Climb out, even. If it's rolling out there still, we are in trouble. So we can expect that 787 around 10 past 8 this morning at the moment. That's coming in from Cancun. It is Indigo, TUI Uniform Indigo Echo is the particular one that's flying today, and it's currently over the Celtic Sea just south of Iceland. Ireland even. Definitely not Iceland. Anne-Marie says, slacking there, Danny, you need to fly more often. Tell me about it. Tell me about it. Hey, look. Someone's got to catch the flights though, haven't they? I can't film them if I'm on them. Next departure for you, lining up now. Just hear it there. This one is a Palma de Mallorca 737 MAX 8. Tango Uniform Mike Foxtrot. Definitely clearing up there now. Let's hope it stays like that. That's where the cloud is at the minute. There we go. Okay, anything going on that we can find of interest down here? As a little cute aboard. Good morning from Mario Parademic. How are you? Parademic, blimey, what's the matter with my teeth this morning? Mario Paramedic, good morning to you. Anne-Marie, fly somewhere and film from there. Definitely a dream. Gonna do it one day. KL, have you heard the Dreamliner is being scrapped? This is the last ever year from Bristol. Yeah, I have heard that long haul from Bristol is out the window for a bit. I did hear, though, that decision was kind of under review rather than it being final, so I don't know if that final decision has been made now. That is very sad. Hopefully that will be reviewed and demand will make sure that it comes back to the airport, because it's obviously lovely to have some longer haul destinations. Comes our next departure now, thundering down the runway. This one is Barcelona Echo Zulu Uniform Alpha EasyJet. So the airport has emptied out considerably from when we arrived this morning. Say good morning to the air traffic control team. Juggling things beautifully as ever. And of course everybody who contributes to keep this airport moving, turning these planes around super quick and safely. And everybody who looks after you on the flight. Brilliant teamwork, isn't it? Even EasyJet land has emptied out. Look, just the one there. Oh, yeah, one hiding down there as well. Is that as well, I think? Yes. Let's keep you a little overview of what's going on there for a minute. KL says apparently Bristol Airport can't deal with the turnaround on the Dreamliner. Is that right? Is that they just can't get the people through quick enough, and then the costs are prohibitive? What a shame. TUMM for TUI 737 MAX 8 again, running down the runway here, on its way to Tenerife. Tenerife South, this one, by the way. Not that there's any Tenerife North, from here, is there? From Bristol Airport, I'm aware of. But that one's definitely Tenerife South anyway. Reina Sofia Airport. This Ryanair boarding at speed now. Another load of passengers have just arrived there. Yeah, KL, that's really bad news, isn't it? Welcome to the channel, folks. If you are new to it, it's Planecaster. We're here at Bristol Airport every week. We're not normally at this position. We're often in Felton Common, catching the 27 arrivals right over our head. But if you are new to us and liking what you see, if you could press that subscribe button, you'd be doing me a massive favour. Thank you so much in advance, and that like button on the stream as well will also do great for us. Thank you. Another 737 MAX now, MAX 8200 from Ryanair, Echo India Hotel Mike Zulu is the registration. This one's off to Knock. Brand new, this plane, delivered less than a year ago. 500 kilometre journey, so it won't take too long. Looks like it's clearing up a little bit to the east of the airport. Show you what I mean by that. In terms of this cloud here. Anyway, let's catch this MAX. And as quick as it cleared, it is now messy again. Up there today, definitely a mixed bag. So we've got one, I think, just making its way to departure down here. Let's have a look. No, it's not. It's parked up. I apologise. You won't get in the plane with the steps there, that's for sure. Anne-Marie said, I thought it was, speaking about this 787 leaving Bristol, I thought it was a TUI issue rather than an airport issue. TUI had dropped a lot of long haul from regional airports. And Captain Cameron tends to agree it has to be a TUI thing rather than an airport one. Yeah. Cancun Airport, by the way, is an absolute madhouse to arrive at. I've done that with TUI a couple of times, once from Manchester and once from Birmingham. There I am, traitor again, twice. And as much as you love to arrive somewhere beautiful, especially Mexico, arriving into Cancun was like absolute madness. Departing wasn't much better. Lovely views of the hills behind, look. The wonderful scenery that blesses Bristol Airport, which sadly also makes it a little bit difficult for spotters, as we're plunked up here on a hill. Good morning, Simon Kirby. Welcome to the stream, Simon. I guess we know what time you get up now, sir. Simon's one of our moderators. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Simon, did you have a good holiday? Ibiza service with Jet2 has just woken up and on the scope here, and we will also have a departure to Charles de Gaulle with EasyJet. So good morning wherever you're joining us from this morning. It's about 7:45 here at Bristol Airport. And we are bringing you the morning rush of departures, although to be honest the airport has emptied out much quicker than I expected. Still a few to go though, and we're expecting Dreamliner in about 8:10 this morning. I won't be able to probably bring you the landing part of that due to where we are, but certainly we can get you roll out and some beautiful shots of the Dreamliner as it taxis past us here on its way to the end of the runway to do a 180 to go back to the terminal. So Simon's got the school run. I do not envy you, Simon. Does that involve walking or traffic? In which case it's probably going to be terrible, isn't it? And Simon says holidays are fantastic. Nice one, Simon. Glad to hear that. Well-deserved break, I'm sure. And welcome back. Quick update on the Dreamliner arrival for you. It is currently see how I didn't have that information prepared like I should have done. Sorry, folks. Yeah, it was due in at 7 this morning, by the way, but it's 1 hour and 5 minutes late, or 10 minutes late, and currently at the moment it's just to the north of Neath and Swansea over South Wales. Unbelievably, looks like it's going to fly over my house, pretty much, looking at the path predicted on this app, and yeah, can't wait to see that one arrive this morning. We'll be here for that. You'll definitely catch it. departures right now, though, that you can expect as a Charles de Gaulle. A320 CEO with EasyJet, that'll be on its way shortly. And a Geneva service, which is an A319, and a 737-800 from Jet2 to Ibiza. Oh yeah, so Simon has got to get in the car. Only a 10-minute drive, but traffic and roadworks can be a bugger. True that, sir. Okay, let's bring you another departure here, and we'll be able to see how this cloud cover is looking when the plane enters it. Murky. Right. Flurry of traffic along Winters Lane here. Just got a whiff of diesel. It's not the fuel choice that I wanted to whiff off. Last week, if you didn't see last week's stream, by the way, we were in quite a unique location for us. Never done it before. Kind of enforced by the problems with mad flying things at Feltham Common. Basically the other side of the runway here, and we were catching 09 arrivals, but also departures. Got quite a few waves actually from the pilots coming past. Some beautiful close-ups and some fantastic engine noise. So if you're up for that, have a look back on the stream. Really enjoyed doing that one. Such a hot day. The Jet 2 looks like it's ready to go here. This may be the Ibiza service. Let's have a look. Yes, it is. Juliet Zulu Bravo Juliet. Wait for the hand signal now. There it is. Just north of Caerphilly now, the 787 Dreamliner that's on its way here to Bristol. Looks like it's taken a more northerly track actually now, so that one wouldn't be flying over my house, so I haven't missed anything. Mind you, with this cloud I haven't missed anything anyway, have I? Realistically. So as the morning turns into a more sensible time, more of you joining us this morning, welcome to the stream. We are Planecaster. Please do like and subscribe if you have a second. You'd be doing me a massive favour. More than anything, though, thank you so much for tuning in and joining us. It means the world that we come and set the gear up here and get up early and drive across, and people are interested in what we do, so what I do. So it's fantastic. Thank you. Thank you very much. Let me just argue with the autofocus again. On maximum zoom here, folks, I think. So it's digital zoom, so it won't be very good, I'm afraid. Can have a little look in the cockpit there, though. Departure to come. It's the Geneva service, A319. Bristol Airport airside operations just come past. You're going to see them in just a second. There we are. It's probably zoomed in a bit close on that one, folks. I do apologise. These guys are going to let off a bird scaring device. Guess we'll find out in a second. Blue Islands ATI is the first to land today. Thank you, Captain Cameron. Looks like we'll see that in a couple of minutes. The Dreamliner now making its way. Let's have a look there. Temporarily lost it. Just about. It's coming over the channel at the moment, so it's just about to come onto land, just north of Avonmouth. And we're expecting that for you in about 10 minutes or so. Plenty of passing traffic for you, or for us, but unfortunately the skies mean I cannot catch that. Next departure is hurtling down the runway to Ibiza with Jet 2. Here it is. In the murk, on the way to the sunshine. I think we'll probably be nice and warm here today, won't we? As soon as the cloud clears. Doris Petzes, good morning to you. Welcome to the stream, Doris. Sorry I didn't catch you earlier there. A few seconds when you joined us, sorry. Always good to see you here, sir. We're going for the early shift today. John Holdaway, hello and goodbye. Have to go to work. John, have a great day at work. Thank you for joining us. Much appreciated. The Jersey to Bristol Blue Islands ATR 72-500 is the next operation here. We probably won't really catch the landing particularly effectively due to the double fences now, but we will catch it on the rollout. There it is. So, that's our first arrival today. Blue Island, in from Jersey. Let's see if we defeat the autofocus, how close we can get in here. That's not too bad, is it? That's pretty cool, isn't it? The ability to focus through the fence is not something I realised we'd have here, so it kind of makes Winter's Lane a little bit more viable. Right, let's have a quick Dreamliner update. Tyler John, Riley and Tyler Hamling, this 787 diverted back to Cancun last week. Yes, I remember that, hearing about that last week. It's just turned on to approach now, over to the north of Chew Magna. So that'll be a great sight to catch now. Fortunately, I don't think that I can bring you any of it through here, but I will do my best, folks. The main thing is we shall get a beautiful shot of it coming past, even if we don't catch the touchdown. Gents, I agree about the fence. I don't know why there's any need to fence off the solar panels. I guess it's a maintenance security issue so that the maintenance team can work without being on airport premises, perhaps? Bit of a shame, isn't it? Visibility is such that I cannot see that 787 on approach at all. At the moment, anyway. So the 787 due in now. It's there we are. It's now visible. Hold on a second. Can I bring that to you there? Possibly not. There it is. Double fence, folks, sorry. Beautiful touchdown. Miles of smiles. It's the first time we've ever caught the Dreamliner here at Planecaster, and it's a real pleasure, isn't it? What a beautiful aircraft. Well, that was a treat, folks. Simon says you need a big jet van to stand on, Danny. Simon, you're absolutely right. I think the guys at Aviation Hunters have got it right there as well. Our usual spot would have been great for that, but this morning it's been all about the departures, although this arrival has been a real treat to see, that's for sure. Speaking of arrivals, let's put our attention back on the big bird over here. Sorry about the zooming, folks. My little remote zoomer's lost the plot this morning. So if you know anybody on this flight this morning, you might shortly be about to see them. Bottom. There you go. Right. Flew the same one to Cape Verde in last year's summer. Oh, that's about 5.5, 6 hours, is it, Captain Cameron? I haven't been there. Certainly travel the world, Captain Cameron. Cheers was in Bulgaria only a few weeks ago as well. So, Captain Cameron, are you a flying captain, or are you a holidaying captain? Or to put it another way, did you fly yourself, or did somebody else fly you there? Yeah. It's just about 8:10 here at Bristol Airport, folks. Hope we are finding you well this morning. It's about 18 degrees, I think my temperature thing says there. Yeah, it's about 18 degrees. It sounds about right. It's going to shape up to be a lovely day here once this mist is burnt off. Quite a scorcher again, I should imagine. I'm with you till just before 9 this morning, I think, folks, and I've got a million things to do today, so we thought we'd do the early shift. Still some departures and arrivals to go, though. For example, I have a Budapest service for you, which is a 737 MAX 8200 from Ryanair, and that is rolling right now. Let's have a look at the mercometer. Oh yeah, a little bit better, isn't it? Lower down, but still at a reasonably low height there, the noise. Right. Let's have a look and see what we can see for a second. Yeah, I don't really want to focus on the man doing his work there because it's airport business. Probably not something we should concentrate on. There's the Blue Islands down there. Oops. Overview for you of what's going on. I can't show you the rear because there's a man in the way at the moment. Let's keep you focused on that. Captain Cameron says no, it's just a name, but I'm hoping to become a pilot. Like, that's fantastic, Cameron. I hope you will be one that waves at us when we're filming you, if you're flying out of Bristol, that is. Wiz has an interesting track record, but from my experience, in and out of Luton, it was absolutely fine. Luton, the first airport I ever flew from. Being an Essex boy and all that, in it. Thank you for flying Tui. Come back again. Welcome to the couple of new subscribers who have joined us this morning since we've been on air. Welcome to the stream. If you're new to Planecaster, do give us a subscribe if you can. It won't cost you anything. Just press that subscribe button, and if you want to know when we're going live, you'll get an alert if you press the alert button. And that will be absolutely fantastic. So Captain Cameron is headed to Kos for 10 days at the end of July and possibly Slovenia for skiing in February. Blimey. Captain Cameron, you live a fantastic flying life, sir. Are you based in this direction, or when you mentioned Luton earlier, is that your local airport, or your Luton, Stansted kind of way? Ah, right, okay, so just to give you an idea of how it's cleared up now, I can bring you some beautiful shots here, well, through the fence admittedly, but you can sort of see now the surrounding areas across the runway there. Do get some great views here. You can see right across to Wales. Don't know if we're going to be able to do that today. Let's have a look. Let's come back a bit. There we are, look. Not quite. You just go around there. There we are. Look, we're even looking at the M5 there, I guess. Or if that's the other side of the water, is that the M4 in Wales? Hang on a minute. Are we looking at water there? Very hard to tell. No, I don't think. No, we're not, are we? No. So that's the M5 you can see there, folks. It's a great position up here on the hill. Let's have another look around, see what we can see. Simon, I'll come to that comment in a minute. Right. The nice man with a van from the airport has disappeared now, so we can bring you more coverage of this. Come on, man, what are you doing? What's gone wrong with your focus here? There we are. Sorry, folks. Oh, so no one's coming off the back anyway. Yes, they are. There they are. Give you an overview. Simon says, I tracked a Blue Isles ATR between Jersey and Guernsey yesterday. Flight Radar 24 appeared to land in a field and was still 220 while static. Yeah, that is some of the flight apps do struggle sometimes, don't they? So Captain Cameron is a Bristol native, came up to the airport like twice a month. Brilliant. Brilliant. Glad you're with us, Captain Cameron, and I hope you keep us in the loop with your pilot journey. Simon, is this part of the Mendip Hills? I should know this. As far as I'm concerned, the Mendips are over towards Cheddar Gorge and everything, which would kind of be quick zoom out there, over the top of the car there, over that sort of way. The hills you were looking at there are right on the edge of the Bristol Channel, if you will, overlooking the River Severn, and I think probably what you were looking at over there just now was Portishead and places like that. If it was a bit clearer, you would see the bridges. Yeah, I'm just looking now. You would see the bridges, the two bridges across to Wales, but not clear enough so far today, Simon, I'm afraid. So presumably, this streamliner is not showing up on departure, so we won't see that go anywhere for a while. We'll double check again. The sky's definitely clearing to the east of the airport now. So, let's have a look here. Looks like the Dreamliner will be here until tomorrow, and then it will take off for a positioning flight to Birmingham. About 9:30 tomorrow morning, if any of the spotters are up here. So that's quite quick, isn't it? Emptied out that Dreamliner already by the looks of things. Is that the cleaning team going in now to do their thing? Yeah, so just looking down the list, a couple of departure arrivals that we'll be able to bring you before the end of the show, which will be 9 o'clock this morning. We started at 6 and we'll do, well, just after 6, as ever, because there's always a traffic problem, just like there was this morning. Nothing on the departure radar at the moment, but there are some departures planned before 9 o'clock, I believe. We have an 8:25 to Dublin, which is due out at 8:40. The Jersey flight is estimated at 8:40. Sorry, I'm trying to make... There's a corrupted kind of data on the flights here, so there's 2 flights to Jersey, but there isn't. At least I don't think there is, because there's only 1 plane. And then there's a Sundberg departure, but it looks like we're going to miss that because it's going to go at 9. And in terms of arrivals, it's about 8:24 now, just to remind you. It looks like... Let's have a look. We will have the Paris service in at 8:41. Frankfurt Embraer 190 from Lufty in at 8:57. I guess we'll hang on for that, won't we? And then one at 9 o'clock, which is a 737-800 to Malaga. So we'll bring all those for you this morning. Thank you for being with us this morning. And Simon's disappearing on the school run. Essential duty. Thank you very much, Simon, for everything you do for us. Really appreciate you popping on and seeing us this morning. Doras, yeah, lots of yellow vests. I wonder if they're cleaners or they're maintenance or... I don't know really, because it's positioning to Birmingham tomorrow, so perhaps they'll clean it here and then it can fly into Birmingham, then it's pretty much ready to board straight away. Maybe that's the plan for a long haul somewhere. Let's have a quick peek around the rest of the airport while we've got a second. Security van number 4 here, or airside operations number 4. Don't know if they're watching us today. This part of the airport very quiet now, ready for that sort of mid-morning rush, which is what we would, or late morning rush, which was what we would normally catch. And these 2 departures we're expecting before 9 o'clock today. The Blue Islands to Jersey and the Dublin ATR there. Let me just see if I can I get you any better on those. I'm a very long range zoom, I'm afraid, folks. Dreamliner is supposed to head up to Birmingham, so I would assume they're TUI staff. Yeah, that's a good call. Good call, Captain Cameron. So, you know, it's clearing up over there, so I'm going to have another go at seeing if I can bring you some of this scenery from up here and see if I can see the bridges anywhere. Let's have a look. So I think what I'm looking at, right, okay, so if you know this area, there's a button there, let me use this one, right, so if you know this area where the M5 heads up a long hill as you're heading into Bristol, you come over the hill and then you go back down into it, past the famous up-down bit, as some people know it, including myself. That, I think, is the climb up from the south as you go up the hill. There. And then you're looking at sea there, beyond those trees, I think. But not in front of it, because that's just scenery. And let's just go over here. You can almost... No, I don't think you can actually. I don't think you can quite see the bridges today. That would have been a nice thing to bring you, wouldn't it? Never mind. Doris, low clouds indeed. I don't know if you were with us early doors, really early, but when I arrived we caught one departure. We could see it nice and clearly, and then a couple of minutes later the next departure, and as soon as it left the ground it was gone. It's lovely to get those long sort of climb out shots, isn't it? But no such luck today. I can hear planes above me, but it's not going to be able to show you them, I'm afraid. It's a lovely view here. It's quite commanding up here, the views, but when it's clearer and we're up here again, I'll try and bring you a shot of the bridge, the 2 bridges that connect England and Wales. Imaginary, known as the Severn Bridge, or Severn Crossing, and the second Severn Crossing. Although one of them's now the Prince of Wales Bridge, actually. Plane we can hear above is actually a beautiful A350 1000. It's come from JFK, going down to LHR. London Heathrow, of course, it's just passing 20,500 feet as I speak. There's a Paris inbound though, on the way here to Bristol Airport, and we will see that in about 2 or 3 minutes. It's currently at 3,500 feet, and this is a service originating from Paris, so therefore it's an EasyJet Europe flight. Oscar Echo Indigo Victor Juliet is the registration. And it's an A320 CEO. I do apologise, you can hear my stomach rumbling, folks. I can tell there's a maple and pecan, what would you call it, a Danish, like a maple and pecan Danish in the car waiting for me. And as soon as I've finished up here, that is going to be consumed. Very peaceful up here, even the birds have quietened down. Oh my word, Captain Cameron, my mum is actually getting on board the Blue Islands departure today. Fantastic. She's off to Jersey, is she? Let's see if we can catch that then. There we go. Oh, he's just hidden. We'll catch that for you on the stream before we go, though. So don't worry about that, Captain Cameron. Always great when we know someone's on a flight. I think we might do the early shift again next week, but we'll try and hang on for a bit longer next time. This inbound Paris... I was just looking, I can't see at the moment in the distance, it's just north of Chew Magna. So it's a couple of miles out at the moment. We'll show you this EasyJet now. Sorry for the position we're in today, folks. We didn't really come for the arrivals, it was more for the departures, but it's there somewhere. There we are, folks. This is in from Paris, Orly. EasyJet Europe service, this one. My recent flights on EasyJet, by the way, I use the new EasyJet Wi-Fi service, which is not public Wi-Fi as such, it doesn't get you on the internet, but it does give you access to a really good flight map and a few games and things like that. I mean, for me, the map is great. The rest of it's largely hopeless, but really impressed with the moving map system. Next time you're on an EasyJet flight, once you get to 10,000 feet, seatbelt signs go off, whichever's sooner, or whichever is latter. Press the turn your Wi-Fi on in your phone, and you connect to well, there's only going to be one Wi-Fi network that actually should be there. Just connect to that, and you'll be able to browse the shop and cafe menus and things like that, and then you can look at the flight map, which is great. There are a couple of games I didn't try them though, not really my cup of tea. I can suddenly hear myself. Right. JFK to Heathrow BA service this time I can hear above me. Still not clear enough, I'm afraid, for me to be able to show you that. Kind of out of the range. Once we get into the double fence, there's not much cop, so we'll head back here to the captain's mum, who's on this Blue Island's departure to Jersey. What a lovely place to visit. Next arrival today is the KLM. Thank you, Captain. Embraer 190. Just to the south of Keynsham. Not long past over Bath. Blue Island beacon is on now. That's got to be a good sign for your departure, for your mum's departure, Captain. There's your pushback. Still haven't had the pleasure of an ATR yet. I've been on a Q400 quite a few times, -8, but we'd love to go on an ATR. Can't hear anything from it at all. Super quiet. Captain Cameron, you don't know if your mum's sitting on the left. She do the old flashing light trick out the window. Right, we're expecting the KLM in shortly. Let's have a quick look where that is now. Right, should have eyes on that one in a moment. We'll catch that, and then we'll catch this departure with Blue Islands. Here comes the usual comedy of error of me trying to find the plane now. It's definitely around there somewhere, I tell you. There it is, sorry folks. Catch this better and through the single fence right now. Bit late there getting the window, sorry folks, the captain's window. It's a tidy little plane, isn't it? There's your registration. Right, okay, let's zoom out of that now, bring that out, and prepare to bring you this Blue Islands departure. Cameron's mum's on it. It's already down the end of the runway, I think. Pretty quick. Great fun with the focus this morning. As you can see, through the double fence, I've got no chance. However, we'll catch her properly in just a second. Amsterdam to Bristol, Embraer, you just saw, is 13 years old. Above the fence by the time it gets to me, yeah. I think you're right, Cameron. So I can just see it in the distance now. I think turning on. I can hear it now. First time I've heard it, actually. Definitely cleared up a bit there now. About time. Those are the shots we like, aren't they? Almost. There you go, Cameron's mum. Safe flight. Enjoy your time in Jersey. Fantastic. Right, let's see if we've got anything else for you this morning in the last 10 minutes or so of our show. It's a super early one. We wanted just to catch the arrivals this morning. That's what it's all been about. Yeah, Lingers to Dublin. We promised you we'd get that departure, so that should happen in a moment. And it looks like we might have an inbound Frankfurt Lufthansa, which we also said we'd try and get for you. So eyes to the skies, folks. We will do that, and then it will be, I think, three. Let's have a look. One departure, one arrival. That's it. The inbound's an Embraer 190. It's currently at 5,800 foot, and it's approaching Bath. Let's have a look, see if there's any more activity by the Dreamliner. Bit of stare action. That was a lovely departure, Captain Cameron. Yep, I think now it's cleared up a bit. That will be a really nice sort of view for your mum out the window there. Looks like refuelling is occurring anyway, ready for its departure tomorrow. Talk about being prepared. That inbound KLM deplaning very quickly there. Whoops. And for the first time today, I can actually feel the heat of the sun on me. Frankfurt arrival's about 4 minutes out. In the meantime as well, let me show you. Having all manner of fun today with the equipment on the zoom. Let me just see if that's any clearer over there now. Do you know, I can see the traffic, look. I could almost get you to wave if you're in the car. Yeah, still no sign of the bridges though today. I think maybe I need to be at a slightly different angle to bring you the bridges. Just double check that. Sorry folks. Right, let's bring that round here, put that back on there. So one arrival, one departure to bring you. The arrival is Frankfurt, the departure is Dublin. One's a jet, one's a prop. And then we'll take our leave. 4 AM alarm this morning, that was pleasant. I say that with the maximum irony. If you're into your UK aviation streamers, have a look at aviationstreamers.com. That's aviationstreamers.com. You'll find a list of many of the... departure. Sorry. Yeah, aviationstreamers.com, you'll find a list of many of the UK streamers there, and for the featured ones you'll see details of their next streams, save you go and hunt them out on YouTube. Much, much clearer now. Brilliant. Okay. One arrival to bring you, which is not too far out at all now, and that'll be it for us. Really appreciate your company today, folks. It's been brilliant knowing so many of you get up early. Frankfurt to Bristol then, Embraer 190 LR, just about to approach over Winford. It's at 1,000 feet. And the registration of this one is Delta Alpha Echo Charlie Indigo. It's 12 years old, registered in Germany. And I can just see it now. Whether or not the camera can see it, of course, is another matter entirely. I think we're looking about there. Yes. Much clearer in a second, folks. Trev Lyon, good morning. We are just about to disappear, I'm afraid, but do feel free to rewind back. Lots of departures this morning, particularly early on in the 6 and 7 o'clock hours. Thank you for joining us today, though. What an office, eh? Okay, folks, that's it from me, I'm afraid. It's an early one today, early shift. Thanks very much for joining us. Welcome to the new subscribers who joined us today. Welcome to Planecaster. We hope we see you again in a future stream. We are back next Friday, time to be decided. Might do the early shift again and see if we can catch a bit more like this. But keep an eye on the channel as ever. We will post details of the stream. And if I get a chance as well, I'll post up some highlights of today's takeoffs as well. Then we can cut out the fancy bits and get all those lovely departures for you. Thank you ever so much for joining us. Speak to you soon. Take care. Bye-bye.